Hello and happy Friday. Today's stop on the Cane Juice World Tour is Ecuador. Jesus. Sorry, my camera has just decided to blow out the entire room for some reason. Okay, Puro de Surales. This is newly brought in by the Selección Masal folks. Very cool importer. They do a bunch of Clarins. They're one of the main Veli alternatives. They also do some wines that are nifty. They do a whole bunch of nifty stuff. So salute to the Masal folks. This is made in the village of Surales, as you might have guessed, in southern Ecuador by a grandfather and grandson, Remigio Cordero and Ismael Cordero. It is unaged, wild fermented, pot distilled cane juice rum from caña blanca. So I am very excited to try this. This is batch L1 2020. 60.1% alcohol. They're calling this bottled at full proof. I don't know exactly what that means. It could mean still strength. It just feels like kind of marketing speak. So if you're watching from Masal, please tell me what full proof means. If it doesn't mean still strength, that's okay. I understand if you just want to say it's a strong ass rum. That's great. I don't know what else to say about this. I'm very excited. It's also $40, which is a very reasonable price point for something like this. All right, let's get our nose stuck in. Interesting. So you're definitely getting this kinds of savory notes you would expect from a wild fermented cane juice based rum, but we're not talking about something as aggressive, and it doesn't smell like food in the same way that some of the stuff from Haiti or even Mexico can occasionally get there. It has a much more maritime sort of feel. There are some, like, again, savory food-like characteristics. I mean, the first note I get on this is like really well-made pizza margarita. So like we're talking, like basil and kind of cooked tomato sauce. But also some mixed olives. Mint olives. Mint olives would be delicious. A lot of fennel. There's some very intense fennel notes on this. Just brininess, but also some like, I want to say sandstone, but it's more like just like sand. I feel like I'm smelling the beach. Some fruit notes. There's some key lime peel. Like there's a sweetness to this, like almost a cakiness. What is the cake that's made out of sour cream? You know what this smells like? Šakotis. Another fun Lithuanian product that I'm using as a tasting note, also known as tree cake. By the way, shout out to all my Lithuanian subscribers out there. My hopes are not high for the upcoming basketball World Cup, but here's hoping anyhow. Šakotis is a cake that's baked on a spit. So you have an open fire, you have your spit turning, right? And you're dripping batter along this thing, so it kind of forms these little spikes, and it's a very, very sour cream heavy batter. So what comes out is a cake that's very fun because it's spiky, and you break off pieces, and it's very crunchy and sour creamy, but also kind of burn. That's kind of what I'm getting on the nose of this. Šakotis. I insisted on having it at my wedding, actually. A lot of basil, more basil happening, fresh, but also like baked basil. Some passion fruit, a little bit of like a dried violet sort of note, but not scary. Nice violets. Almost like soggy tea leaves, like you left some old green tea leaves just like in the pot for a day and a half, and then you kind of smelled them. Again, but nice. It's a really cool nose. It's a really, for something that is wild fermented, this is actually very approachable and kind of versatile. Like, I mean, it reminds me of something that's maybe halfway in between, like the wilder side of Mexico, but also like, I want to say Martinique, but not like your usual Martinician column stills. Like we're talking like A1710, like the Pere Brut that I reviewed whenever that was. It's kind of halfway in between the A1710 and like backwoods Oaxaca cane rum. That's kind of what I'm getting here, and I really like it so far. On the palate, I always feel a little bad using this note, but I have to use it. Hippie toothpaste. This absolutely smells like the expensive, super duper natural toothpaste made with lots of fennel and aniseed and like mint. But you're going to throw some basil in there too. In fact, a lot of basil is happening. So there's that, but at the same time, it actually presents very sweet. Like it's just, it feels a little bit like I'm just drinking cane juice. Go try some just raw cane juice if you haven't done it yet. Yeah. It's just yummy. Sea salt, wet sand, olives, key lime. It's different parts of the key lime. It's the peel, but it's also a little bit of the juice. Passion fruit again. A little bit of lychee fruit too. The finish, it's not super duper long or anything. Not that it's short. Like it's a pretty long finish, but it doesn't like. This is not the sort of thing like you expect to just hang around and be tasting it all day. It's not really that kind of spirit. It's just really nice and refreshing, and it kind of like just covers my whole mouth in just delicious cane juicy hippie toothpastey stuff. Very mineral, very herbal, but also just very delicious. All right, I'm gonna give this a squirt of water. Give it a minute, we'll come back to it. A couple squirts, actually. 2, 3, 4. Let's need 5. It'll need 5. Oh! Kind of surprised me there. Yeah, you know what? This is great, and I love to see products like, you know. So let me just say, according to the internet, I mean, this is a rum from Latin America, Spanish-speaking country, and according to the internet, this should be what is often called I can't even say, a Spanish-style rum, which means, according to tradition, it is, you know, made on a giant industrial multi-column still, as you traditionally do, from molasses imported from God knows where, and then thrown in barrel for a very long time to give it that spicy, dark character. And then, you know, if it's bottled at, you know, the absolute legal minimum with a very ambiguous, almost meaningless age statement, and with sugar and other additives included, well, hey, that's just tradition too. It has nothing to do with the bottom line of the gigantic international firms that sell this stuff. I would like this even if it were if all it was doing was just like giving that entire conception of Latin American rum a gigantic punch in the face, which is what it's doing. Like this is, but it's also beyond that just a fantastic rum. I'm really, really impressed with this. Anyways, yeah, please stop talking about Spanish style rums, like, and English style. Like, do not define how things are based on who colonized what. Please stop it. All right, moving back to the Puro de Surales. See what happens with a little bit of water. Yeah, there's development actually. It's there's much more line that comes out now. Almost even some marinara sauce now. So imagine like a limey marinara sauce. That's kind of what this is smelling like. But everything else is still kind of there. It's a really good nose. The Šakotis is still there, which is making me happy. Delightful. It's very hippie toothpaste driven. If you are completely terrified of like savory characteristics in your rum, you still probably won't like this. But if you like just a kiss of it and you want it to hold its hand your hand a little bit, like this is really worth a look. Okay, on the palate, here we go. Also steps up the water a lot. Wow, that is absolutely delicious. There is just a core of fresh cane juice flanked with pepper and fennel and herbs and seawater, and water just brings out more of the mouthfeel. Kind of fattens it up a little bit. This is awesome. I mean, the only thing I can think to say bad about this, is if you are a grizzled veteran who's been drinking cane juice rums at least as long as I have, like you've probably seen all the tricks this guy's going to throw at you. Like you've tasted a lot of these notes before. But for something that puts it together in a way that is this approachable, and for $40, like this is still absolutely worth a hard look on your part. I'm going to call this a triumph. This is a great bottling. It's for people who are scared to make the dive into like hardcore Claren or wild fermented Mexican rums. Like here's a place to start. Like grab this and start making some daiquiris. You will be unbelievably happy. I'm going to give this 88 points. I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah, really good stuff. Thanks for watching, and cheers, and no, seriously, stop it with the colonizer's name here style rum thing, please. All right, see you later. Bye.